Hello, it's 4 News O'Clock on Whole News Nigeria. I am Okweyemi Olugbemi. Here are the headlines for today. UK lawmaker slams Suella Braverman over foreigners ban. Legendary rock and roll singer Tina Turner dies. Now the news. A United Kingdom lawmaker has kicked against Home Secretary Suella Braverman, barring Nigerians and other international students from bringing their families while on a master's program. The lawmaker, who spoke extensively on the contribution of international students to United Kingdom economy, said the Home Secretary Suella Braverman's new policy is misjudged. She warned that these international students will go elsewhere and the country will suffer the consequences. She asked what Braverman would do to counter the shock this policy will have on the United Kingdom universities and in the economy in general. The lawmaker also pointed out that these international students go on to contribute positively to the United Kingdom economy with their career in all sectors in the country.
International students make an invaluable contribution to our economy. According to the Higher Education Policy Institute, last year they provided nearly £43 billion to the UK economy. In my constituency of Glasgow North West alone, the economic benefit was over £83 million. So first of all, I'd like to ask the Minister, what assessments have been carried out on the economic impact of this change on the university sector and indeed in university towns? International students enrich our society and they have skills which are proving ever more vital in this post-Brexit climate, which has seen the UK deprived of workers across key sectors. So with current labour shortages in healthcare, STEM, IT, to name but a few, how can the Minister fail to recognise that this policy will simply exacerbate these? The reality is that many students coming to the UK look beyond their studies and want their families to be part of that experience. Without a way for overseas students to bring their families, many will opt to go elsewhere. And any drop in international student numbers will cause further harm to universities that are already facing financial difficulties. This policy makes the Home Secretary's agenda crystal clear. She's launching an attack on migrants regardless of the benefits they bring to the UK. And in pursuing this short-sighted reactionary programme, international students are being caught in the crossfire. In Scotland, international students' contribution to university campuses and to our wider society is celebrated. But Scotland will suffer the consequences of this misjudged policy. Once again, it's indicative of how out of tune this Conservative government is with the Scottish people.
The Scottish Member of Parliament added that international students are not the cause of immigration issues the country is facing, but have only been caught in the crossfire. She also said that these international students bring their families because they want to go through the schooling experience with them. Under our plans, foreign students will be banned from bringing dependents to Britain with them unless they are on postgraduate research programs. Foreign students will no longer be able to switch out of the students' route into work route for staying in the United Kingdom before their studies have been completed. Similarly, efforts will be made to clamp down on unscrupulous education agents who may be supporting inappropriate applications to sell immigration, not education. In other news, Tina Turner, the pioneering rock and roll star who became a pop behemoth in the 1980s, has died aged 83 after a long illness. She had suffered ill health in recent years, being diagnosed with intestinal cancer in 2016 and having a kidney transplant in 2017. Tina Turner affirmed and amplified Black women's formative stake in rock and roll, defining that era of music to the extent that Mick Jagger admitted to taking inspiration from her eye-kicking, energetic live performances for his stage persona. After 2 decades of working with her abusive husband, Ike Turner, she struck out alone and after a few false starts became one of the defining pop icons of the 1980s with the album Private Dancer. Her life was chronicled in 3 memoirs, a biopic, a jukebox musical, and in 2021, the acclaimed documentary film, Tina. In a statement on Wednesday night, her publicist, Bernard Doherty, said Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll, died peacefully after a long illness in her home in Koshnach, near Zurich, Switzerland. Tina Turner is survived by her second husband, German music executive Erwin Bach. They married in July 2013 after 27 years together and lived in Switzerland. In 2013, Turner renounced her US citizenship to become a Swiss citizen. Her first child, Craig Raymond Turner, died in July 2018. Last year, Turner said that following her other son Ronnie's death at the age of 62, that he left the world far too early. She is survived by two of Ike Turner's sons, Ike Turner Jr. and Michael Turner, whom she adopted. And that's it on today's news. To keep up with all news Nigeria, kindly follow us on all social media platforms displayed on the screen. We'll be back with more news updates. Until then, stay tuned. I am Okoyemi Olubemi. Do have a lovely evening.